Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Well, let's make a Subbie share. Y'all stay tuned. You guys have seen me making these snowmen using these cute little hats that I got from the Dollar Tree. Well, not everybody has access to the Dollar Tree, and so they don't have access to these cute little hats. But thanks to Patricia D, one of our online family members and a friend of mine, she came up with a wonderful, wonderful little hat, and she wanted me to share it. So I am going to share Patricia's little hat with you guys so you guys can see how easy it is to make your own if you don't happen to have some of the things that I might demonstrate on the channel. And I'm using Patricia's guideline with one exception. I made my hat just a little bit taller because I cut it out wrong actually. But all is well because I think it turned out pretty cute. And Patricia solved a problem. She didn't have access to a Dollar Tree because she lives out of the country. And she decided she wanted to make these snowmen and she needed a hat. So she came up with a great way to make a hat. So let's do that now. So what I have here are 3 circles that I punched out. And they are 2 inches round. And all I'm doing is I'm going to stack these. So I'm placing glue. And I hope that I'm doing this according to the way Patricia did hers. I am just kind of guessing at this. And then I am going to stack the 3rd one. And this is going to be a very quick project, so you can make a bunch of these today if you don't happen to have access to a Dollar Tree, or maybe your Dollar Tree was sold out. Make a bunch of little hats and get ready to make some snowmen. So now we've got that, and we need to have the little top hat part. So what I have here is a paper towel tube, and I'm simply going to cut it, and I am going to cut this at 2 inches because that is actually how wide I cut my paper. Patricia's was 1 1/2 inch, but I ended up cutting my paper 2 inches wide, so I'm just going to make this 2 inches. So all I'm going to do is come back with my scissors and just cut. Nothing exact because this is a rustic looking snowman, so he will not be perfect. So now what I'm going to do is just take some glue, glue this all the way around, but I'm going to do it piece by piece, and I'll come back with my paper and just start getting it stuck down. Once I reach the end, I'm going to come back and trim off a little bit of the excess, and then I'll take my glue, place my glue on there just like that, and now I can come back in on the inside and just go around to really make sure this is stuck. So now we've got our tube, and it looks like this. And if we placed it down on the hat, it would look just like that. But the first thing that I need to do is I need to make a topper for this. And I'm just going to do it the easy way. You could punch a hole, but I'm simply going to place this down, come back with my pencil or pen, and I'm just going to do a rough trace. It is not going to be perfect, but it is going to give me a circle that I can work with. And I'm going to cut it a little larger than I need, and I'll go back and trim it. Okay, so I want this to be the outside, so I will just lay it down just like that. But before I do, I am going to come back with my glue, place some glue all along the top, come back with this piece, and get this stuck down. And I want the overhang because then I can go back and I can trim off my overhang. Okay, so now we can come back, and I am just going to trim around this to trim off my excess. And then I'll let it dry completely. Okay, and once it's dry enough, I'm going to come back with a black ink pad, and I am just going to go along the top so that this won't show. It'll kind of hide where I did my cuts, and it'll also add to a little bit of that dirty rustic charm. And on the bottom, I am just going to take some hot glue really quick and just run a thin bead of hot glue all the way around this. Doesn't matter if it gets on the inside because you're not going to see it. Then I am going to take this, place it down in the center of my little top hat here, or my base for the top hat. And just like that, you can see that we've got the makings of a really cute little hat. So then what I want to do is I want to come back with some burlap, and I just cut a strip that's probably about 6 inches by ½ inch. And all I'm going to do is run some glue right along the bottom. And I'm going to take this and place it down. And I'll bring it all the way around this hat. So I'm going to do it section by section. So I'll come back with this. Bring this around here, just like that. And notice I'm not really being too neat because this is a rustic looking hat. And then I'll come around just like that. And now I am going to come back and just trim off a little bit of this. Add a little bit of hot glue there. And I'll bring this down and we'll get that stuck down. And now we've got the front looking like this, and we're almost done, guys. That's how quick it is to make these little hats. And what I have here is just some greenery and some beads, and I want to take it and place it on the front just to give my hat a little bit of interest. So I am going to take my hot glue, come around to the front, place it right there, take my little greenery, get it stuck in the hot glue, and I'm just going to hold it until it sets up. And just like that, guys, we've got our second little rustic top hat for our snowman. You can make these as large or as small as you want. If you want to make your hat wider, then use a wider tube. If you want to make it taller, cut it higher than 1.5 to 2 inches. And if you want to make your base larger or smaller, just decrease the size of the circle you punch out or you cut out. But it really is that simple. So if you don't have some of the things that you see me working with, do just like Patricia did. Sit down, figure out something that works for you, and then if you want to share it, let's share, because we're all about helping each other on this channel. So Patricia, thank you so much for sharing and for giving us an alternative to being able to make the snowman when we don't necessarily have access to the hats that I demonstrated in my video. I really appreciate it. So I hope that you guys have liked Patricia's wonderful, wonderful solution. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.